Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another foundation review video. So in today's video, and I'm very excited, we're going to be testing the Rare Beauty foundation. This is the Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation, and this has been extremely highly requested. So I've got an oily skin type. I'm going to be applying this on my skin, and I'm going to be showing you exactly what it looks like on my skin and just how well it wears all day long. It's going to be very in-depth. Hopefully this video will answer any questions that you had about this formula, and hopefully, you know, after watching this, you can figure out whether or not you actually want to invest your own money in this. Now, first up, packaging. It's super cute, very in line with all of the other Rare Beauty packaging. I picked this up from Sephora Australia for 49 Australian dollars. That probably sounds wild to those of you in the US because I know that you guys can grab this for 29 US dollars, but obviously, you know, currency exchange and taxes and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. At $49 in Australia is actually fairly affordable for a foundation, like a high-end foundation. So yeah, not mad about the price personally. Now, I actually did the shade matching quiz on the Rare Beauty website, and this is the shade that was recommended. I have to be honest, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this may be slightly too deep. I've got the shade 320W, but if you are interested, they do have that quiz on the website. You can do it and you can get your shade that way. There's 28 ml of product in this one, and you screw the top off. Ooh, and it is a doe foot applicator. Not many foundations have a doe foot applicator, so I'm really, really interested to see, you know, how this works. And according to the Rare Beauty website, you can sort of just like dot it on and it's enough product to cover your whole face. Now this formula, and it sounds really, really nice, is a buildable formula. So just to make sure that I actually get this right, I've got the Rare Beauty website here. So it's an innovative serum-like formula. It's weightless. It's apparently got like a smooth glide texture. It comes in 48 shades and it will dry down to a natural skin-like finish. So it's supposed to be very natural on the skin. Pure pigments are packed in a super fluid serum-like base, making it easier than ever to blend and build your coverage just how you like it. Evens out skin tone, smooths the look of pores, no clogging and no caking. And then what I like is it says right at the end, lasts all day. Woo! Now it's got a bunch of skincare in there, which we always love to see. And it does also say buildable, so you can apply, you know, just a little bit to get a really nice natural coverage, kind of like a, I think maybe like a tinted moisturizer kind of vibe, or you can layer it and build it to build up the coverage. So that's pretty much the lowdown on the formula, the packaging, the price, the shade range. The shade range does look really nice too. I'll pop swatches up on the screen, 48 shades like I said, but let's jump into actually testing this. Now, as per all of my foundation reviews, and like I said to you guys, I have an oily textured skin type. I do get very shiny throughout the day. I've got a lot of texture, a lot of enlarged pores. Foundations don't always look great on my skin. They don't always last on my skin. And as always, I've prepped half my skin with a mattifying and pore minimizing primer. And then on the other side, I've just got my normal skincare as per the usual, so that you can see the difference between the two and see the difference between how the formula actually performs. But let's get into actually applying this and testing the shade. Now, according to the website, you do shake it. Oh, it's got like a little shaky thing in there. So it must be quite fluidy and quite lightweight. I can't pour the formula out of this one to show you, but it certainly does look very lightweight. I'm going to put a dot on my, ooh, yeah, that feels like a serum. Okay. So I'm taking one of our Pro Perfecting sponges to blend this out, and I'm just going to tap that all over the skin. Okay, it is extremely lightweight. Definitely can attest to that, but that's kind of as far as I can sort of get that one dot to blend. Like certainly one dot's not enough to cover your entire face. I think maybe what they mean is like, you know, one dot maybe on either cheek and then on your forehead. But that does feel really beautiful, very lightweight. The shade match isn't actually as bad as what I originally expected it to be. It sort of does blend in. I am a self-tanner, as you guys know, so, you know, we're matching the tan. It's interesting, I had actually already picked this one up from the Sephora website, and it was completely the wrong shade, so I went down a few shades. I'm going to pop a dot here, a dot here, a dot here, a dot here, and a dot here. See how that goes. I do think it's blending out quite easily, like certainly if you've got enough product, it's blending out beautifully with a sponge. The website says you can pretty much apply it with a sponge, a brush, or your fingertips. So, you know, you can pick and choose however you want to apply it. And this formula apparently will not oxidize during the day or change color as well. So that is always good to hear, I think. Okay, moving over to the other side, I'm going to take our Luxe foundation brush and I'm just going to try buffing it in with this and just see if we can get like a different kind of look of coverage or a different look on the skin. And I'm going to say straight off the bat, you're going to get more coverage applying this with a sponge. So I've switched back to the sponge. Ooh, it spreads like butter over top of the primer. Like I do sort of feel like it's going further on this side over top of the primer. Again, totally expected with any kind of foundation. That's the whole idea of a primer. Okay, I think we're pretty well blended out. The first thing that I am noticing, it feels incredibly lightweight on the skin. Like it's dried down to sort of almost like a velvety matte kind of a finish, but it definitely doesn't look too flat on the skin. I've achieved about a medium coverage just with those dots that I applied that I showed you. I do definitely feel like it is really, really lightweight, and it's a very natural looking formula too. I'll zoom you in. Here it is on my skin up close. It's very smoothing, it's very natural, and it just feels like insanely natural on my skin. I can't see a huge difference at this point between the side where I've primed and where the side that I haven't either. At this current stage of the game, both are looking fairly even because it really is just such a blurring formula. It almost feels like I've already powdered my skin, even though I haven't. Like, it's just really velvety and gorgeous. I'm not seeing any settling. I'm not seeing any caking into my fine lines or anything. I don't feel like it's emphasizing my texture or my pores. Like, it really does look quite nice and just doesn't feel at all like I am wearing a foundation. Like, it feels beautiful on my skin. Hopefully you guys can see it nice and close up. What do you think? Do you think it looks super natural? I honestly think it's one of like the nicest natural foundations I've tested recently. Like it just looks beautiful on the skin. So what I will do now is I'll quickly jump off camera, apply the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like then. All right, I've got the rest of my makeup on now, and you guys, I've got to tell you, I am really, really impressed with how this foundation is looking and how it is feeling. I cannot feel that I've got makeup on. It is so smooth. It is so flawless. I put a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes and just down the bridge of my nose. I really like the medium coverage. There is no caking. There is no settling. And like, I touched my skin, I would never know that I was wearing foundation. This stuff is beautiful. When I originally purchased this, I posted on my stories, I did a little poll, and so many of you were like, Nikkia, you need to try the Rare Beauty one. You guys were not lying. Here she is up close. It is just, oh, literally flawless. Like, honestly, I've got nothing that I can pick on with this foundation. It's so lightweight, it's so smooth, it's so blurring. I do think that the side that I've got the primer on here looks a little bit smoother than the side that I don't have the primer. You just might be able to see a little bit less texture. Again, not uncommon. Most foundations you do need to wear a primer, but yeah, this, I am like next level. This is nice. I'm so excited to see how this wears. All right, let's start our wear test and check-ins. I'm going to wear this one for a little over 12 hours today. So I'll come back at about the 6-hour mark, and then I'll come back later on tonight before I, take my makeup off. If it looks this good, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be buying backups. Like, this stuff is legit. All right, guys, we are back with our 6-hour check-in, and honestly, skin is literally still looking perfect. Like, come off it. Come off it. This is ridiculous. It's so smooth. It looks so airbrushed. It just looks like really, really flawless on the skin. And surprisingly, I'm not that oily. I'm a little bit more oily on the side where I don't have that mattifying primer. But to be fair, I'm hardly oily on that side either. Like, this foundation is holding up incredibly well. It's very humid here today. You can probably get a bit of an idea of that by seeing how frizzy my hair is right now. Like, it is super, super humid. I actually think there's a big thunderstorm coming or something. It's like super, super dark outside, but it's only 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Literally, I am so impressed. So for starters, no caking, no settling, no creasing. I've had no product sort of transfer off, and I've definitely been leaning on my hands. I've been cuddling the doggies and stuff. I've been outside, I've been inside. None of this has actually transferred off at all. And what I'm really, really noticing is it still feels so lightweight on the skin. Like, it hardly even feels like I've got any makeup on. We'll zoom in. Here she is up close. You can see I do have a little bit of shine sort of happening on this side where I don't have that mattifying primer, like I said. But realistically, for a formula that doesn't necessarily claim to be, for starters, for oily skin or, shine controlling or oil controlling or anything like that, it's actually freakish. Like, where's the oil? Where's the shine? It's just holding up so well. And then this is the side with the primer. You can see it's a little bit less shiny than the other side. It's obviously starting to work its magic as I get through the day, but like so smooth. There is no creasing, no settling. My pores still look really minimized. There's no settling into my smile lines or into any of the pores around my mouth. There's no splitting or cracking. I am ridiculously impressed. I honestly feel like with Rare Beauty products, every single product that I've tried, I've loved. Like I haven't actually come across a product from them that I was like, oh, not really worth the money. Like, yeah, I'm really, really impressed. So I'm going to continue wearing this. I will continue wearing it through the day. I mean, there's no saving my hair now. We are at level 10 frizz, but that's okay. And I will see you guys later on tonight for our final check-in. Okay, guys, bear with me. And firstly, I've got to apologize about my voice. I am sick, so I'm a little bit stuffy. Secondly, this is actually my second day of wearing this foundation now. The final clip of footage from the first wear test, I don't know, technology seems to hate me at the minute, and it's like failed and it's corrupted and it won't work. So, by some twist of fate, we've actually landed with a 2-day wear test of the Rare Beauty foundation, and I have now had this on my face for over 12 hours. Now, can I just say, exactly the same as last time, this foundation has held up incredibly well as my oils have come through. Obviously, you can see I am quite oily. We've got a lot of shine through the T-zone. We've got a lot of shine on my cheeks. There's actually not too much on my forehead, but certainly cheeks, T-zone, chin. We do have a lot of shine, but despite that fact, there's no caking, there's no separating, the product hasn't actually transferred off everywhere, and it still feels really, really, really lightweight on the skin. Oh, I can't believe how stuffy I am. I've taken decongestants too. I'm getting nowhere with this. No, I didn't want you guys to miss out on having another video up, so I was like, no, despite the fact that I'm sick, I'm doing it, I'm dedicated, I'm committed. I have to say, I really, really like this foundation. So the first wear test, I would say that my skin pretty well looked exactly the same as this, except I did have it on my skin for a little bit longer than I do today. The first day I wore it for about 14 hours, and it honestly looked the same. It was shiny, but it was still really flawless. And I did even do a touch up and it came up flawless as well. Let me zoom you guys in so that you can see my skin a little bit closer up. See how we're oily, but we're glowy and we're not, like we don't have texture, we don't have caking, we don't have transferring off anywhere, even around my mouth. Like you guys know how I get like a lot of movement and a lot of transferring around my mouth? Literally nothing. Like it has stayed looking so beautiful on my skin. Let's do a quick touch up with my Velvet Finishing Powder, and I'm just going to use my foundation sponge because I still can't find my applicator. You would think I could get it together, but let's quickly touch it up. It just mattifies down like an absolute dream. And I really like how lightweight it is on the skin. You guys know I've been loving lightweight foundations. Okay, so here we are with the Velvet Finishing Powder. Pressed, applied over the top, and then here you can see all of the shine. It literally looks like brand new foundation. Like you would never know I'd been wearing it all day. Another little close up so you can see. It's a really, really beautiful, versatile formula. I really love it. So I'm gonna say, guys, with confidence, and certainly after wearing this one for 2 days now, the Rare Beauty foundation gets a big thumbs up from me. It's not going to be one that you want to turn to if you want to stay really matte during the day. I would still recommend Estee Lauder Double Wear over this one if you are after that. But if you like really light formulations, if you want something that's very quick to blend out and that's very breathable and natural on the skin, this is certainly a really, really good one to turn to. Love the doe foot applicator, love the shade range. I do still think that this shade isn't quite right for me. I'm going to purchase another one in a slightly lighter shade. And like I said earlier in the video, it just doesn't seem like the shade matching quiz online really is that accurate, so I would recommend going into Sephora and actually matching your shade. But as far as the actual formula goes, I love this stuff. I will continue to wear it. I will continue to update you guys. But as always, let me know down in the comments, have you tried this formula? Did you love it? Did you hate it? How did you find it? Apologies again for my voice. I really need to stop talking so I get my voice back properly. But I hope that you found this video helpful. I love you guys heaps, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys.